good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh, we are back live on Instagram and YouTube. And of course, we are checking in for the replay um, on Facebook. Welcome, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. And what February it has been. I speak to so many people and they're just like, oh yes, this month is yearing. That's like the new term now. This month is yearing. It's only February 18th, but honestly, it feels like it has been one of the longest Februarys that I have ever experienced. And of course, sometimes it's not all bad because, of course, February is Black History Month, and we have Valentine's Day, and we have so many. Hello, Arthur, Darciel. Oh my gosh, or Darcel. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Yes, but there's just been so much that's been going on. I've been going kind of toe to toe with Scholastic, and another creative said, why are we begging to have Scholastic and even some of the other book publishers acknowledge Black History Month? We shouldn't have to beg. We shouldn't have to ask. We see what's going on. And, it just, for me, it's time to rise up more. I will tell you, for this month, the beginning of the month, it was dry. It was, for me, I did, for the first half of the month, I have only had one school visit. And that was last Friday with the amazing Evangel Christian School. I keep on trying to call it Evangel Cathedral because there's an Evangel Cathedral here in the DMV, but it's Evangel Christian School. And I was so glad to have been invited out by another author friend, Christina Cutlass, and, the principal there, Miss White. And it was so wonderful to be able to spend Valentine's Day feeling the love from those angels at Evangel Christian School. Go Eagles. So it's been a very trying time, especially now. And every Tuesday and Thursday when I come on here, I'm just like, I need the energy. I need the energy. I need your feedback because I am sitting here and I'm just like, okay, I dropped my son to school and I came back home and I'm doing some work and I'm just, I'm seeing the time get closer and closer to 9:00. And I'm just like, okay, do I even want to go on right now? Can I even go on right now? Because the mood, I am living in the DMV. I am, I wouldn't say it's a fishbowl, but I am living in proximity to the White House. And I'm hearing, even though I try to stay out of the news, I'm hearing everything that's going on. And one thing that I'm going to try to pull this up right now, one thing that I definitely want to discuss is the recent book bans that's been going on, and books about slavery, and civil rights. Those are being taken down from a school, and I posted it on Instagram last night, but I want to actually read the article. If I can find it here. Okay. Yes. I'm trying to find the actual article. Yes. So here it is. This is in Clarksville, in Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell, it says, an at home elementary school at Fort Campbell, home of the 101st Airborne Division. Librarians are hard at work scrubbing the shelves, but they aren't scrubbing for dust. They're scrubbing for books that contain references to slavery, the civil rights movement, and anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, I got to just stop right there because yes, there's been an attack on diversity, equity, inclusion, but now we are trying to do away with books that talk about history, talk about the history of the United States, which has been slavery and has been the civil rights movement. And, you know, the books that were being banned years prior have been related to books that talk anything about race. I have my book Pretty Here that just has the suggestion about race, and that was temporarily banned and possibly is still on some banned book list somewhere. Um, but we're taking, taking away books that say anything about race other than, and let's just say it, being white. You know, we, I believe we have worked so hard since the civil rights movement. Of course, I was not born, during this the civil rights movement, and I came a couple decades later. But since I have been in this country for now well over 3 decades, I have come to know the builds of everything. We're seeing new things, seeing the first of an African American princess with Princess Tiana, seeing the first, anchors being able to anchor the news, the evening news, and women and things that have been built so much for our children to be able to grow up in a world where there is little or no divide. And I kind of feel that, okay, with, and this is no judgment or any blame, of course, not put on him. Once we had President Barack Obama, it's like things went south. It was okay. We gave you your chance, and now we are taking everything back. And instead of repealing things back slowly, everything is just being, you know, like they say, you're throwing everything out and the kitchen sink. And with book banning, it's an injustice to our children. It's an injustice to the next generation. And we've seen in when I was in school and we had history books and we learned about things that happened in world history, one of the first things that we saw that they started to do was to burn books, burning history. And those who were able to keep books, they had the wealth of knowledge. They can sell, you to be able to sell like a classic edition of um a Shakespearean play, or to be able, there's so much history that is lost when we are not allowed to share books. There's so much creativity and knowledge and imagination that is lost when we're not allowed to share the knowledge. And for me, it's just so disheartening to see that this is happening. And you know, years ago, it seems years ago now, I had the Read with Carylee show and on YouTube, and this was a way for diverse books to be found and appreciated. And I'm going to say it right here, right now. I may not have it all together the way that I want it all nice and polished and put together, but we're going to come back with the Read with Carylee show. We're going to come back with the Read with Carylee show. I want authors, send your books all in to me. Send your books all into me. We will do the author chat on YouTube, and I will have to figure out how to make it special, because of course, over the pandemic, when children weren't able to go to school and children weren't able to go and take books out of the library, that's when the Read with Carylee show thrived. That's when we got, our 2,500 subscribers. That's when we got parents checking in and parents saying, okay, you know what? I know I can't get my kid to a library. Let me come on here. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. The Read with Carylee show is going to make a comeback. We are coming back. I will say we need to come back by, I want to say March 1st. You know what? I'm going to put it out there. We're coming back by March 1st. We are coming back by March 1st. The Read with Carylee show is coming back. Authors, send your books to P.O. Box 937, Bristow, Virginia. That's Bristow. And of course, I will drop it in the comments, link and put it in the description below, because right now parents need us, teachers need us. If they aren't able to have the physical book, they can get the book through the Read with Carylee show. And I want to really empower our authors. If you are not even on the Read with Carylee author directory, sign up for the Read with Carylee author directory, so that we can get you out there, so that we can get you, if kids can't get you through Scholastic Book Fair or whatever book fair, they can be able to find your links and find where to be able to purchase your book. There are so many different ways in which I even have people to be able to purchase my book. My books are on Amazon. I don't promote the Amazon, because of course we know that that's another cog in the machine. But for you to be able to be a self-published author and really get your books out there, get your books in front of children, get your books in front of parents and teachers, you need to find inventive ways to do that. And that is what I have been doing ever since I became an author. I never promoted my book being in bookstores, because like I said, having my book be in a bookstore, that's one in thousands of books, literally a needle in a haystack. And, when we have, when you're able to get in to different spaces. That is what I encourage for authors to do. And if you want to be able to talk to me, for us to be able to plan and have a strategy around getting your book out there, yes, please email me as well, or DM me, and let's get going to be able to get your books out, because we can no longer guarantee that our books will be in bookstores. We can no longer guarantee that they will be in libraries, and we can no longer guarantee that we can get our books in schools. So unfortunately, this is the time that we are living in, and we should be able to get children's books wherever. But with restrictions that are coming about, we want to still celebrate diverse books. um, I have all my books here: Pretty Hair, you name it, Graham Made It. And all the books of authors that have been on the Read with Carylee show. We have the Bella and the Magical Afro Puffs, Tutu Goes Green. There are so many books that are available that you may not know about. But being able to see these books on the Read with Carylee show, I'm going to be, putting out old episodes, putting up new episodes. Like I said, March 1st, we're coming back. Saturday, March 1st, I'm going to put up hopefully a new video. I do have 2 videos that I've been sitting on for a minute. But we're definitely going to get those books out, because if we're not allowed to showcase our books, our children should be able to find it. And if Read with Carylee has to be the vehicle again, or the Read with Carylee show has to be the vehicle again for children to be able to find books. Yes, good morning. Jordan's Book Journeys. Yes, we are coming back with the Read with Carylee show, because if books are not, the libraries aren't going to be closed. The schools aren't going to be closed just yet. But children need to be able to find a book somehow. And this is what we did during COVID. Read with Carylee sprang up. I had gotten the idea for the show, and it just came to fruition that this was something that was needed, and we are needed again. And if children cannot get the books that they need, or see themselves in books in the library, on the bookstore shelves, or in their schools, then they can come to the Read with Carylee show, and we will give them a good time and a good read, and they'll even be able to not speak with, but hear from authors, and really get things going again. So I'm not going to be on here a bit too much longer, because I'm still a little bit under the weather. But this has been such a hard thing for me to really see what is going on. And I'll continue with the article that we started with. It says, on February 6th, the Department of Defense Education Activity, the DODEA, sent to administrators and school employees at 161 schools around the world a letter to ensure compliance with executive orders and recent DOD guidance. The letter, a copy of which was obtained by Clarksville Now. Clarksville Now lays out several new directives. Many of them were expected, including programs designed for girls may only be accessed by biological females, and signage for restrooms and locker rooms must be terms such as woman and men, or girls and boys. But the document also bans the celebration and promotion of monthly cultural observances. This includes the immediate cancellation of any celebration underway at Fort Campbell schools. That means many teachers had to remove bulletin boards that reference Black History Month and Black leaders such as Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. According to a source speaking to Clarksville Now on um, condition of anonymity, Fort Campbell schools are also canceling plans for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. There are no words yet on Women's History Month set for March. That hurts my heart. So we are now knowing or being told that schools on military bases cannot celebrate Black History Month. And, this is talking about Fort Campbell, but I am sure that this is talking about schools, elementary school, well, schools on a whole, all around the world where the US has a base and where you have children that are living, that they are now being told that they cannot get books because it references diversity, equity, inclusion, slavery, or the civil rights movement. As a former military spouse, I don't know if I would be able to. Well, I'm thankful that I never had to live on a base. But for my children to not be able to be going to a school and the books that they read are limited to books that it doesn't look, where the characters don't look like them, that is sad. And, unfortunately, especially with mothers and parents, military spouses that have their children that are living outside of the United States, that is the only way that they can get books for their children that they are familiar with. They are now being restricted and being told that they cannot open up a book that tells them of the history on a child's level or on any level. This has continued to be some of the hardest times. And as I said, my promise, I didn't really understand what my purpose was going to be with bringing about the Read with Carylee Show. When I started the Read with Carylee Show in 2019, I had no clue that the pandemic was actually starting, because we aired our first episode November 2019. And I had no clue that the pandemic was going to start. I had no clue that children would not be able to access books at libraries, or they wouldn't be in school for almost a year. And now we are faced with another time where children are not going to be able to get books that represent diversity. I never knew. Again, this is a part of the Read with Carylee author directory. When books are going to be pulled down from libraries, pulled out of stores. Parents and teachers will be able to go to the Read with Carylee author directory and find authors in their area where they could have a story time. You'll be able to come to the Read with Carylee YouTube channel and see diverse authors. I am, a woman of faith, and I always prayed that God would find me or let me have purpose in everything that I'm doing. And maybe this is the time. For such a time as this, God has put me into this position. God has given me this platform. God has given me this passion for diverse literature, especially when we're being attacked. And I know I'm only one person, but I am asking you. Yes, we have another storyteller that just joined our live. I am asking you to help me, to help you, help us. Because if books are not going to be able to be in the hands of our children, well, maybe they can view it on YouTube. That is my time for today. I didn't think I would be on for so long, but remember, we all need each other. We all need an outlet for our children. And contrary to what anyone may say, they all need books, and books that represent them and represent others so that they can see the world around them. The world is beautiful. And if they can't fly, if they can't drive, if they can't leave their city or state, they can get lost in a book. So continue to support Read with Carylee. Get on the Read with Carylee website, readwithcarylee.org. If you are an author, sign up today and help us to continue to spread diversity, equity, and inclusion in books. Have a great day. I will see you on Thursday.